Hello, everybody, and not welcome back to the Star Wars Expanded Universe, but welcome back to the Halo Expanded Universe. So, just FYI, for all of you watching my Star Wars reviews, I am currently going through the Clone Wars TV show right now, and I just got done finishing the novel No Prisoners a little bit ago. So, all the stuff you're seeing now is kind of in the past, from like 2021. But this is actually present because I figured why not upload something present. I don't know. And then for all of you who aren't subscribed, don't watch my Star Wars Expanded Universe reviews. I go through the Star Wars Expanded Universe in chronological order as best as physically manageable. It's really difficult sometimes because I was disappointed with the Disney sequels. But anyway, I'm also really curious about Halo. I've actually been playing through all the Halo games with my little brother. And it's been a fantastic ride. I'm going in release order, so Halo 1, 2, 3, ODST, Reach, 4, 5, Infinite. And so it's been a really fun ride. I've been really enjoying it, and it's just reinvigorated my want to explore the Halo universe alongside all the other stuff that I'm exploring. So last time, the only other review I've done was on the Forerunner trilogy, which was, I read that a second time through, but I already did a review of it. I understood it much better the second time. Reading it a second time, I felt really helped me appreciate the story a lot more, and I think that is one of the best trilogies of books that I've read. Just like, even if it wasn't a Halo book, I think it's really good. You just have to get invested, because there's a lot of stuff it's still kind of hard to envision some of the stuff they're talking about because it's supposed to take place so far in the past. Whereas, like, if you have, like, in the Star Wars Expanded Universe, for instance, you have the Golden Age of the Sith and stuff, comics and stuff, where it's ancient times, like 5,000 years prior. Sorry if you could hear that. But you have a visual medium. It's a comic, so you can actually see what it looks like back then. But without that, it's a bit more difficult to kind of, like, what are you supposed to be seeing here? But overall, that was absolutely fantastic. I talked about also just a couple like terminals you could be watching alongside that. Up next, actually, and this will be cool for Star Wars fans as well. There is a short story in the book Halo Fractures called Promise to Keep by Christy Golden. So I don't have any spoilers or anything to talk about because it's a short story. You should just go read it. But Christy Golden, she's written a lot in the Star Wars Expanded Universe. Mainly, she helped write the Fate of the Jedi series. But it is kind of a sequel to the Forerunner trilogy. Like, there's actual, there's Born Stellar and a couple other characters that are from the Forerunner trilogy. So if you wanted, like, another story following those characters after the events of the Forerunner trilogy, this would be the one that you would check out. I would also recommend, in the Halo CE anniversary, first Halo, the anniversary, watching the terminals 4 to 8 in there. After that, we have Broken Circle, the first half only, by John Shirley. The reason I'm doing halves is because I'm trying to go in chronological order with the Halo universe, as I do with pretty much everything I go through, because I'm really anal about chronology. And so with Broken Circle, the first half takes place like 850 years before the events of the games, whereas the second half actually takes place like during the games. So, which is why I did it here. What's really interesting is we get to see a lot more of the Covenant, like, structure, how everything works. Overall, is it, like, influential in understanding things going on later on? Not at all. You don't need this book at all, but it does give some nice insight. It even begins with a battle, a war between the Sangheili and the Sanshium. The Sanshium being the big neck guys who are the prophets in the video games. The Sangheili are the elites. The guys you fight in the first game, and then the first half of the second game, because story stuff happens, and then of course Reach, because that's a prequel. But that was really interesting, getting to learn more about their culture and stuff. We basically follow a bunch of different people. We follow this, like, lesser prophet. Like, there's the three prophets. If you play the games, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't play the games, I can't really help you. This is a Halo book review. It expects you know the games at least. Maybe I should do reviews of the games sometime. It'd be fun. I don't know. I'm not much of a critiquing gameplay person. I'd be just talking about the story, which has been done to death. But we get to see, there's this, like, you got the three prophets, and there's, like, this lesser prophet, and we follow him. There's, like, this young Sangheili guy we follow. There's the leader of this, like, because there's a splinter group of Sangheili that don't believe in the Covenant. And so they run off to this Forerunner shield world, which was, touched upon in the Forerunner trilogy, so there's that connection there. And they're trying to they just want to live a life apart from the Covenant. And the Covenant doesn't want that, because that's heresy. And so we get to explore them a lot. There's kind of like 4 different stories that are like kind of intertwined, but not exactly. I mean, they all kind of like play a part in a whole to the whole aspect of the first half of this book, but they're all kind of doing their own thing. I don't know how best I can explain that, but that's kind of what it's like. But overall, I thought this first half was really good, considering that these are characters that I'm probably never going to see again. I enjoyed what we had with them. I wish there was more, actually, with these characters. It was interesting to see, like, kind of the Covenant before, the events of the games. See more of what their society is like, see more what their structure is like and everything. And, getting some more tidbits on the Forerunner stuff is always nice. And overall, I really enjoyed it. I'm not reviewing the whole book because, again, in chronological order, so the second half we will discuss another time. But overall, I thought it was a fun time. Also, something else you can watch is Halo Legends, the anime collection, The Duel. That would be the next thing you would watch chronologically. The Duel focuses on an ancient arbiter, which this title of the Covenant for the elites was something of an honor. It was something praiseworthy. And after the events of that story, what that arbiter does, it becomes a mark of shame. So by the time we get to Halo 2, there's another character who takes on the arbiter role, but it's meant to be a role of shame. And we learn how that came to be. It's actually a really good story. The art might make it or break it for you, because the art is designed to look like a painting, and if you don't like that, you probably won't like the story, or you won't be able to get into it. But if you're willing to get past that, I personally I thought it was weird when I was a kid and watched these. Now as an adult, I can understand what they were going for, and I can appreciate it, but it is still, like, sometimes it's kind of hard to tell what you're looking at. But overall, I think it's a pretty nice story. I mean, it's like 20 minutes of your time, and I think it tells a pretty wonderful, like, if you've never gotten into Halo, like, you never play the games or anything, you didn't read the books, I mean, I would suggest Halo Legends. I mean, Halo 1 and Reach, I played the most growing up. And I just realized, I think I barely played any of 3, because I was playing it with my little brother, and I didn't remember any of it, and it's so much fun. But absolutely, I think these stories are all worth your time. And I hope I can help you read the Halo universe in chronological order. Not that it's as hard of a task as it is for the Star Wars Expanded Universe, because there's way less content than the Star Wars Expanded Universe. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I do Star Wars reviews, not new canon though. I don't hate you if you read it. I have no interest. I'm not going to be reviewing the new shows, the new movies, none of that. I'm not doing it. I will be reviewing the old Legends continuity, though. So if that's of any interest to you, you can find that on my channel. I will be doing more Halo. I will be doing Dune. I will be doing Isaac Asimov's Foundation universe. I will be doing so much sci-fi stuff on this channel, because sci-fi is my bread and butter, whether it be soft sci-fi, where the sci-fi isn't really a thing, it's kind of just a back burner, because Star Wars is far more fantasy than it is sci-fi. However, my spark in doing that was the disappointment I had with the sequels, and so I've decided to explore this expansive universe. And then with Halo, I just really love the games, and it's making me want to explore the universe outside the games. Same thing, Dune. I loved the first book. I watched the movie, so I am excited to explore that universe as well. So much to see and talk about with fellow nerds that I hope you all join me if you have not already. But I hope you all have a fantastic day, night, whatever time it is for you when you're watching this. And I hope you have sorry about that. I hope you have a good rest of whatever it is for you. Now I'm rambling. So until next time, guys, may Master Chief save you from the flood.